Come to the light.
Devin Booker was drafted a year ahead of Jaylen Brown. Averaged 30 minutes at 14 points. Jaylen Brown averaged 15 minutes on 6 points his first season. In terms of the project levels, they were on
roll.
Can we just talk about the fact that we're talking about who's the best shooting guard in the league right now?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So,
hey, Reese. Hey, Freddie, wait for this though. Notice how nobody even hinted at Spider.
I mean, no. He's not better than Jaylen Brown or Devin Booker.
But here's the thing though. Maybe by the end of the season, I'm gonna say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the third best shooting guard in the league.
He's a point guard. They got him listed at PG.
He is a point guard.
Right? The reason why I say he's a shooting guard is because what the hell is Giddey? A small forward? A shooting guard? No, that man is a point guard.
To be fair,
it is a point forward.
Shai Gilgeous has played point guard for the majority of his career in the NBA.
Shai is a 2. I don't know what to tell you. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trent, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you can see, we got my guys, Fred and Reese here. Fellas, how's everything with you? Let's do it like this. Reese, I'm going to start with you because, Freddie, for whatever reason, you got that bum Nick stuff on. So, Reese, how's your day going, man? How's your day going?
I can't. And listen, I would have woke up a lot better if my Celtics could have pulled out the win last night against Miami, but we're still at the top of the league. We're going to just keep pushing forward. JT's first real bad night of the season since the tear he's been on, so we'll take it on the back and keep it going.
I feel you. Freddie, how's everything on your end, man?
Hey, man, great. My Knicks play today at 12:30, by the way, Eastern time, by the way. So, I'm representing. We have a better record than the Lakers. All right. Just want to put that out there. Other than that, I'm doing great, man, Excited to chop it up, talk about some basketball. All right, and just to throw this out there real quick, Reese, y'all lost yesterday with a guy like Jaylen Brown. Thankfully, your quote-unquote MVP has a second star that can play like an MVP. Somehow y'all still managed to lose. The actual other MVP over in Phoenix went off for 41 yesterday. If he had a second star, they could have put that game off. But that's neither here nor there. Just wanted to throw that out there.
So what it sounds like is they both lost in the day. That's cool. That's fine. Yeah, it sounds like teams are really letting folks down out there, fellas. And that's gonna be a nice little transition.
Sounds like Devin should have had 50 if he wanted.
Hey, look, that sounds like a nice transition onto our quick takes, right? Teams letting down fans and fellas, I just gotta take the floor right quick. No, listen, I'm looking at the score for the first time. Hey, this is live. I want y'all to get this. I'm a USC Trojan fan. We lost. Thought we were going to the championship. It's been a while. Pete Carroll he left us. He just left us in a bad spot, and we finally got back. Could have had a little run. We lost to Utah, bro. Like, listen, Caleb Williams, I need you to tighten up, champ. Like, dead ass, dog. And the defense for USC, ass. Like, how do we lose? We lost by 1 last time, and we had so much on the line. Trash. Oh my gosh. Like, yo, y'all let me down. I'm a little disappointed. Fellas, am I right for feeling let down? Because we is it fair for me to feel let down, or should I look at this a little bit differently? It's early, right? So I'm still a little sensitive about it. Like, I ain't text nobody back. I turned my phone off last night. Should I feel down? Should I feel let down? We only lost 2 games of the season, and it was to the same team.
Y'all got put in your head 47-24. You should absolutely felt like let down because they let you down. your head. That's
24-7 in the fourth. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But so this is probably the best season y'all had in a while, right?
In a while. That's why I'm asking, is it fair?
Y'all ain't used to this. So the pressure always comes down to once, okay?
What you mean we're not used to this? Let's not. Wow. I was around there when we lost to Vince Young back in the day. We had all them heavy hitters.
When I say y'all, I'm talking about the new regime of players. Come on, it's college, right? These guys are the Reggie Bush and, you know what I'm saying, Settle White and Matt Liners and all those guys days, right? No. This is the new regime of USC guys now. All right, you gotta let that past go. Okay, it's fine. We look towards the future. You should have a silver lining that you guys are going in the right direction. Now, blowing that type of lead, I mean, whatever. But come on, don't feel too bad about it. Okay, don't feel too bad. There's always a next year. There's always a next year.
I just don't get why my teams are letting me down. Like my start, you know what I'm saying? Like right at the end, Liz Cambage want to quit on us. Boom, season go. Then USC, this happens. Boom, season done. Like my Blue Devils, we lose to UNC. Season go. Like I'm just being let down all around, fellas. I don't know. I'm glad I ain't bet on. I usually don't bet on these type of games. I get way too emotional though. Let me ask y'all this though.
Wait a minute.
Another quick take.
Drake effect. Figure it out. You have the Drake effect.
Chill out. It's not like that. Look. I was witnessing this though. I witnessed this. You see that, Freddie? That's the championship ring. I don't know who your Coliseum is, but they probably don't have one of these. I know your Knicks don't have too many of these. I think only one, right? Y'all only got one? Y'all need one? You need to borrow one? We can let you have one. Sorry, Freddie. You got enough. This is 15.
1918.
That's 15. That's 2015.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's crazy. That was not that long ago. All right, but look. Next quick take, right? What's y'all risk threshold when it comes to betting sports? Like me personally, I try to get a little tricky and go those 25 legs, you know what I'm saying? And then I throw $1 on that bad boy. But I'd be tempted to put 10 down because like I see like 300,000 I could potentially get, and I contemplate it. Do y'all do like $1, $5, $10 bets, or y'all a little more risk adverse and throw down like 20, 50, 100? Like, you know, like what's y'all take? Like how much money do y'all usually throw down?
I'm trying to turn $1 into $1 million every time.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've tried to go the throw a little bit of more money and flip your money and build up. I've given up on that. I'm turning $1 into $1 million, and I'm gonna just be that guy you see on Twitter, like, oh, he's one leg away, and they gonna hide the cash. I want y'all to know I'm cashing out. I'm taking whatever offer they send to my DMs. I don't need much more. If I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn that $1 into $1 million, and I'm gonna take that cash out off. Listen. I'm good.
I hear that. Freddie, how about you?
So y'all are playing a lottery out here. Y'all living dangerous. Y'all playing a lottery.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not with the 25 leg. Now, I am guilty of it every now and then, but it's a parlay builder. So I'll do 3 players from this game with that, points, whatever. Then from this game, and it builds that way.
Legs is legs.
But
legs is legs, Freddie.
Hit the lottery. I'm playing just to accumulate some additional, supplemental income, if you will, right? To give me a few extra 100 for the week. So I'll do a 6 or 7 leg parlay, and I'll put $1 down, or I'll put $2 down every day. I don't know if I'm telling myself or not, but every day, put about 20 into the joint, and
okay.
I'll go down the board. Okay, I'll put at least $1 in every single game to just put money back into my account. So I feel like I'm gonna hit one. I went a little reckless today. I put 20 on the Knicks versus Mavericks. I'll let y'all know how that goes.
I can let you know how that goes.
Yeah.
That's I'm with both of you guys, cause like Reese, like you said, I'm on that $1 and a dream wave where you put $1 on a big parlay and you hope something shakes. But then I also go down every team And I'm like, all right, you know what? RJ Barrett looked like a 15 today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a 15, 4-2 is something slight that he can do. Like, Julius Randle, a casual 6 rebounds. Like, I'll do stuff like that. And then put like $1 down, or like the star builder, and then put like $1 down. I try to do realistic stuff, like realistic bets. But these boys be selling me still. I promise you, like FanDuel.
First quarter, last second, they're not.
Foul trouble.
I haven't even. You know what's crazy? I haven't even. That has not happened to me. Like a player being injured or foul trouble has not messed my predictions up yet. It's literally just been, I'm not gonna get what you want today, and it's like a point off or a rebound or 2 off. Like, yo, for real? That's tough. But
almost real quick. I know it's a quick take, but I won $100 off of $1 last week in the Chicago game. Right? I've never been on such a roller coaster through the last 5 minutes of the game as I was. 7-leg parlay. I think it was Milwaukee versus Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. But Patrick Williams is the guy I need to score 10 points. He averages like 10 or something like that, right? He has like 8 points at this time. It's fourth quarter. I'm watching. I'm eyeballing every single play. This guy kept getting taken out, right? Misses wide open shots. He gets fouled. He's a 95% free throw shooter at this point in time of the season. 95%. This fool misses a free throw and he's stuck at 9 points. I'm not making this up. I still got the tickets for this game. And we're down to like 3 minutes. All the other starters, bro, are playing. All the other starters. He's out. He's the only starter that's subbed out. The only starter. I gotta fix my light here in a second too. And then he gets back in. So they're doing like offense, defense stuff. He has 9 points. It's like a minute left or something like that. He's back out. I'm like, oh man, I just lost my money. And it's like, okay, it's $1, but now it's like I'm this close, right?
Right.
I lied to you not. They put him back in. Foul. I forget who got fouled. They missed the free throws. Take him back out. He gets back in. And thankfully, literally on the last possession, again, you guys can fact check this. I'll go back and look at it so I can tell you what team they played. He gets fouled. Thankfully, the last possession of the game and makes his freaking free throws, bro. But I was so distraught because it's like, bro, you need 2 points. You're a 95% free throw shooter. You missed one. Yeah. So needless to say, I won some money, but it wasn't worth it. Almost had a, come on, man. It was crazy.
So he played against the Bucks and got 11. They won that game, right, Freddie?
I want to say they won it, because they were shooting free throws that day, so it might have been the Bucks.
Yeah, then it was the Bucks because he shoots 75% from the free throw line. So that the way you painted that picture, that math checks out.
Bro,
that checks out. Yeah.
It was crazy, bro. I was like, come on.
There's a lot of times like that. There's so many times. Yeah, I think it's FanDuel and sports betting. It does keep you really engaged in the sport itself. So like, I'm definitely going to use it more so. Just like for other sports too, just to get more acclimated with other sports, to study it a little bit more. So, but I'm definitely keeping that dollar in a dream mentality though. I might get a little saucy and throw 5 to 20 up there, but yeah, I put 50 once. It was on my Blue Devils. I will never do it again because I was too emotional.
I'm throwing big bread too, and I'm saying on shit that was supposed to go like smoothly and gotten hoed. Like I remember opening night, I put a nice little chunk of change. I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave it at that. Night, like what you said, 50. I put a lot more than 50. I put a nice.
I get you.
It was like whatever. It was the opening night games, but I'm telling you, it was like obvious teams were supposed to win those games, and then they just folded. It was bad.
Yeah.
It's like the first 2 legs I was gonna start with. I remember it was the Hawks versus the Rockets, and the goddamn. It was the Hawks versus the Rockets and the Timberwolves versus, I want to say, like the Thunder or something like that. It was some team that they're going to win the game. Like, you know what I mean? It's open night. So I had those 2, and then I added like Chicago to win or something like that, or the other team win and they just everybody just
Hey, it's early. It was early. It was early. Things can always get a little tricky, but that's the perfect transition onto the next segment. Way too early to judge in sports. Like you said, Reese, you put money down and you just knew they were gonna lose, and it's early. Things get a little tricky. So, like, at what point in time during the season, and I guess this can apply like basketball and football. At what point in time during the season do you say, all right, it's not too early anymore? Because I've made the statement, oh, the Lakers went on an 0-5 like loss. Like we have 2-5 losing game streaks, and it's like it's early. That's always my answer. Ben Simmons, it's early. Kyrie Irving, it's early. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like you have the luxury in basketball of early with 82 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So whereas like football, you don't have 82 games. You know what I mean? So like a 5 game losing streaks in football, you know, that's the season basically. You know what I mean? But even 1 5 game losing streak in football is, and that's what I'll say too. Like for example, the Ravens in them blowing leads, like all those early games they blew leads in. Home games that they couldn't win. They had like a 0-5 record at home at some point and like that. And so it's like at that point, I feel like it's not like you can judge it for what it is. You know they have Lamar Jackson, but you also know they're not playing up to their standard. So it's like, all right, I mean, you gotta if you're gonna compete with the Chiefs, the Bills, you're gonna have to win these games. Like,
so then at what? Because you said a 5 game. If you have a 5 game losing streak, you're probably not going to get to the playoffs. But I can make the argument, okay, if you have a 5 game losing streak and then win out, you can get to the playoffs too. So at what, if you had to put like a week, right, that you say, all right, it's now not too early, like what would you put for football? And then Freddie, I'll go to you for NBA.
I mean, I feel like everybody has at least until the trade deadline. So you got into that week 8, week 9 point. And so that gives you the opportunity to kind of make a move. And then after you make that move, or if you don't make a move, that's it right there. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the perfect point to judge trade deadline for both sides. I think. Okay. I would say trade.
Okay. Now, Freddie, on the NBA, would the trade deadline be your answer as well, or is that too far?
No, I just want to give him credit for that because I didn't even think of that. That's a good point. Your Lakers specifically trade with Paul Gasol and some other teams have definitely benefited from that. So I think that's definitely a thing, and also a good point to basketball versus football. You got more games to make up for those losses. But I think locker room is like the biggest thing too. What's going on in your locker room, right? What type of leaders you have in your locker room? What type of leaders you have, from the coaching step up into the office? All that matters. You look at Miami. I was disappointed in them. I know they had injuries, but they're turning it around right before our eyes. They just beat Boston yesterday. Jimmy finally did what he was supposed to do to them in Game 7 last year. Stuff like 7-3. But
I just want to put out there that Jimmy sat out the night before. He just did not play for whatever reason.
A win. Making excuses.
Second night to lead the team to a win.
Jason Tatum played a little better.
Where was he when Jason Tatum was dropping 49? I'm just saying, he sat on the bench and watched Jason Tatum put his whole team in the blender and was like, all right,
This is what happens when you talk and you throw a low jab at a
I'm just
saying. That's what happened. Yeah, Fred, that was your fault.
But did Jimmy play the night Jason Tatum had 49? No, he sat on the bench and watched.
Coincidence, right?
Right, coincidence.
No,
it's way too early. It's way too early to be talking about these boys. See what I did there, folks? That's how you get them back on track.
I'm sorry. All in all, locker room. Look at Brooklyn. They were struggling. They had a lot going on, but they didn't have the right folks in the locker room. As good as the guy Steve Nash is, he wasn't the right guy for that atmosphere, right? For that environment. Jack Mom comes in. Brooklyn looks like a completely different team, right? Also, give KD some credit as a leader. We got to do that because KD doesn't get enough credit these days. People got a history of bashing him. Give this man credit. And then lastly, look at the Lakers. Locker room. The coach they have in that locker room. The guys they have in that locker room. Russ Brooks, approach, his willingness to adjust, AD's change in energy, playing through injury, so on and so forth, is very motivating. And then Bron is obviously a leader. So these are two specific things that has turned it around. Trey, I know I told you the Lakers could be anywhere from a 5 seed to like an 11 seed. Right now, I have them closer to a 5 seed now because they seem to have turned it. I mean, 1 7 to 10 could have been 8 10, and then Brooklyn's won like 7 to 10 as well. So yeah, locker room, man, is my word.
I'll say I got a question for you too, Freddie. Do you think, and Trey, you too? So, for example, I think too, in terms of like too early to judge, it could be kind of situational on like how you are losing, because obviously we're judging in a negative way, right? As in like your team is losing, not your team is winning.
No, right? not negative. Negative and positive, because you can also say the same thing for the Jazz as well.
I think the Jazz.
What about a team like the Broncos? When was it?
I think it's too early. I think it's too early to judge the Broncos and the Packers, to be honest with you.
So
and I mean,
on the season, or judging them on like what they could be in a year. You know what I mean? Like, are you?
I'm talking. Yeah. So if you're looking at season base, you can say, "Oh, it's a disappointment," right? Because you expect more. But like, it's a new situation. It's a new like system. It's a whole like. I can't be mad at Russell Westbrook and the Broncos not being great. Like I wasn't predicting them being overly stellar to begin with. Like they weren't my Super Bowl favorite. I like the acquisition of Russell Wilson, but
so Trey, so can we say this though? Because I think we have other evidence to prove that Russell Wilson might be cooked. Because look at Seattle, they were trash last year with Russell Wilson and all these pieces, and now with Geno, a guy who was pretty much in the NFL quarterback graveyard. Revived that team, revived that franchise in the same, breath of Russell Wilson, making the Broncos look as bad as they were when they had Drew Lock or whatever his name is a couple of years ago. In fact, we can argue they look worse. I mean, I saw something that said if they just averaged 18 points per game this year, they would have won the majority or all of their games. Because their defense is playing at an elite level, but their quarterback just can't. You know what I'm saying? And then their coach is not good either. So I think for them, it's like, okay, yeah, they just don't have it. The quarterback, we have about a 2 or 3 year sample size of just him being bad wherever he was. And then we have another guy who just replaced him, who is about to get a contract because of what he's doing over there. And then Green Bay, I mean, they are who they are. They're going to be fine regardless.
Yeah, I hear that. I just look at Russell Wilson, right, in his situation. And I think because of what I've seen from him, at minimum, he's a quality game manager. So I got to bank on that. I've seen that. To say he's cooked, I got to, like, I hear you. Geno, I didn't peg the Seahawks to be here. But they could be like playing above what they're supposed to, too. Like, Geno has a chip on the shoulder. He's playing for a contract. Is he going to do this next season? Like, is this going to be a consistent thing from Geno? Like, I consistently saw that from Russell Wilson. So that's why I'm saying it's a little too early. Same thing for Aaron Rodgers. If I didn't have that, I guess, track record to bank on, then I wouldn't make that statement. But that's the reason why I make those statements. Because, again, I've seen it. Geno's a good player. I like Geno. It's just before he started going off this season, I thought Geno was a little bit more than a jag, just a guy. So, I mean, that's not disrespect. Again, I like Geno. Solid backup.
I want to agree with you, but I think that's also the main point. Damn, this guy was able to do this with the pieces that you weren't able to do this with. And they've had some injuries, too. They've lost some pieces. Even on the defenses, they lost Bobby Wagner, right? They lost, 2 running backs already? Like, they lost.
Maybe Russ just needed a change of scenery, too. Like Peyton Manning left, and then it kind of revitalized his career a little bit. You thought he was done, like, when he was on the Colts. But then he goes and, hey, now he's a little more relevant with the Broncos. Same with Tom Brady. Maybe it's a similar situation. But, again, like, I think it's too early to judge. Now, if the same thing happens next season, tough, Russ. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we can't let you cook no more. We got to let Sierra, whoever is cooking, handle that job. Like, you can't cook no more. That's how I see it. But we got to maybe they want to trade him. Bro. So, but we will be transitioning on to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely sit tight. But I hope you enjoy the highlights as we go on to the next segment.
Sliding through the shot. SGA the other way. Dort loose for three, and
OKC team, but it's a long OKC team.
Robinson 6 seconds on the shot clock. Around the Gobert screen in the lane. The dump off went down low. Giddy comes out of there with it. Full head of steam going at Russell. The reverse will fall. On Wednesday in the win over San Antonio. Russell outside. McDaniels for three. Got it.
Last game against Memphis. How about those active hands by D'Angelo Russell? Creates a turnover there.
Russell right down the lane. Play on Wednesday, and that win over San Antonio. Krzyzewski trying to make a play on Gobert. Russell going at Robinson. Earl the floater.
Just over 1 3-point make a game, so he's not really a 3-point shooter. That's not what he does.
Edwards with this back in the hands of Giddy. Now it's Gilgeous-Alexander driving and finishing with the
point shooter either. He's a sub 30% 3-point shooter, but he is good putting it on the deck and getting to the rim.
Gobert clearing out space. Right on the tack early. Outside finds an open Edwards who catches. He's putting the rookie on skates, kicks it out. Anderson going right at Shane. Through the cuff, stripped. Shane comes away with it. The lob, oh, nicely done. Driving on Gobert, puts it up and got it to fall. Gobert falls over top of Kendrick Williams. And there's a trip, and oh, we have more altercation here under the basket. Williams quickly ahead to Robinson Earl. Outside look for Dort. Hit. Williams with 8 points now. Russell, nice feed. Reed, yeah. 4 seconds. They're going to have to put it up. Edwards for three. Yes.
They forced 9 by OKC again and attacking. Oh, man, it's shooting 28% from 3-point range. Drains that last 3.
They're looking to add on to their lead. Dort, the blow by. Bucket. Edwards. Driving the Euro for 2. Upland, no. Offensive board Anderson. Edwards. Down the lane.
Robert being a thief again, getting that strip that time, making Lou Dort dump it out of bounds.
Hey, Russell. Tonight. There's another turnover. Steal for the Wolves. Russell with the seal. Devsky lost it off his juke. Edwards going at Dort for 2. Russell over the rim.
Clap those hands.
Clap the hands. That's an automatic. Reed.
Good throw out.
Extra pass. Edwards. Good ball movement. Russell. Yes. Alexander gives it up. Giddy. Straight ahead 3 is Gobert. So it's slow-mo playing the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander, the pull on the floor. He's tops of the league and getting loose balls. Edwards with the left lay ahead. Noel. Edwards, the flush.
Noel almost got his hands on it. Ant almost blocked it.
Oh! Over to McLaughlin. The lane is gone. Oh, he's blocked. Anderson turns it over. Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's actually shooting pretty well for them.
Russell, Rainbow J bounces around. Man driving outside. Jaylen Williams.
Just dare Trey Man to shoot that shot.
Oh, Russell, double. 11 points as well. Russell, got a 3.
With the right hand drive by Baisley.
Baisley, a lot of dribbling inside. Oh,
you're going to hear he's so smart, and he's been so experienced. Is another tough basket.
Giddy, Thunder getting it done without Gilgeous-Alexander on the floor. Williams puts it up and scores. McDaniels for 3, got it.
In a lot of close games this season, so they're trial tested here. 2-2 in overtime. But that man,
another offensive rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander outside, getting 3 balls. Noel, 6 on the shot clock. Pulls up from the free throw line. In the lane, too strong. Reed to follow. Reed, quick quickly to Noel for three. Got it. Giddy. Oh, the dump off for Robinson Earl.
So we won with 5 minutes to go. So Ant's free throws would have cut it to 4.
Three fires a tray. Too strong in the hands of a lot of credit to OKC. This is going to be their 10th win of the season against 13 losses. Their second win in a row.
All right, hope y'all enjoyed those. So we're going to go on to the next one. This one should be a good one. I think a lot of you guys could be talking about them a little too early, right? But the Wolves, should they trade Karl Anthony Towns? I think, Reese, we went with you first. So, Freddie, let's go with you. Should they trade Karl Anthony Towns? Because I had them pegged as a 4th seed. I think we talked about that personally. And I think you also concurred on that. And they're not looking like a 4th seed. I want to stay there. They're looking like an 11, right? But now Karl Anthony Towns is out. And technically, they're on a win streak. 1. So, should they trade Karl Anthony Towns? Like, do you think so? Or is it too early to say, let's trade him? Because that's my answer personally. I think it's way too early to say, let's trade Karl Anthony Towns. What's your take, Freddie?
Yes, I absolutely think I'm tired of Karl Anthony Towns.
I promise you, I just got to say this, I'm going to let you get back. Nope, I feel like people from like New York and New Jersey do not like Karl Anthony Towns, dog. Like, I promise you, I think that's the thing.
I used to vouch for this guy.
I don't know.
That was very motivated by Patrick Beverly and having to put a battery in his back, turning him to the fake, you know what I'm saying, back. But I don't hate Cat. I thought he was a great draft pick. He didn't have those superstar numbers in college, but you can see what he's able to do. Like, I used to like him, but man, I don't like him anymore, man. I'm tired of him, man.
Tired is so strong. Why are you tired of him? Why are you mainly tired of him?
Because you shouldn't have to, a guy with his talent, you shouldn't have to motivate your superstar player to go out there and dominate every trip, right? We used to see stretches of AD like this after they won a championship. Injuries as well, but it's like, AD, just go out there and dominate. You can't. Cat can dominate any big guy in this league. I've seen him go right into Jared Allen's chest time after time, jump hook, jump hook, and kill, right? And Jared Allen's one of the best rim protectors in the league. I've seen him go at Anthony Davis. I've seen him go at all the great bigs in the league. Then I've seen him chill. Like, you shouldn't have to have a guy that's that size, with that shooting ability, with that physicality, with that skill. He should be putting up 28 and 12. He should be willing his team to win, bro. And he's not doing that. He should be Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So I do know.
The only time they won there is realistically when Jimmy Butler was there. And Jimmy Butler left because he was tired of these guys. You had him for 6 years.
So I do know. So look, I do know that he can be a little more dominant, right? He puts up good numbers, don't get me wrong, but it's not always about numbers. Like, you gotta come off dominant. Like, again, AD last season, quality stats, but was still called disinterested. So I do hear you on that, and that's why I think Anthony Edwards eventually will take over that role. But to say that you need to trade Karl Anthony Towns, like, and Reese, I'm gonna switch it over to you real quick. Just yes or no, do you feel like they should trade Cat right now?
I wouldn't trade him right now just because you just got Rudy Gobert.
Because I got Rudy Gobert.
Well, and I see that side too. And I definitely understand that, Freddie. And so I'll just say that the most you can give it with Rudy though is 2 years. So not including this year, I guess. So next year, and then that third season is the one you kind of have to make a decision going into the season. Is what I'm saying. So you use year and next year as the barometer, and then you have to make the decision to make the move. Because you're not going to move Anthony Edwards, obviously. So then you have D'Angelo Russell.
Contract.
Yeah, contracts, right? And so you got Rudy Gobert for 5 years because he had just signed that extension.
You have Rudy Gobert, who should be able to be a good interior presence. I want to see D'Lo, Cat, and Rudy, and really just go at it, like really be aggressive on the offensive end. That's their trio has to dominate at least at a minimum. D'Lo need to give you 15. Cat and Ant need to give you like 20 to 25 a night, and preferably 25 because they have that capability. Again, that goes to what Freddie you were talking about. Cat can be like Cat's third best big in the league. I think we can say that, right? Is that fair?
No.
Like, I'm saying that because like Anthony Davis, I would put him there, but he can also be a power forward too, and he's also injury prone. Like when we talk about centers, we think Jokic, Embiid, Cat.
Centers.
Yeah, centers. And it's like there are times where I'm like, Cat could be the best big man. Like in a season from now, in like 2 seasons from now, he could be viewed as the best big man off of his potential, off of his talent. So he could get me 25 a night. And that's what they need to do in order to win. So if they can't do that, then I want to trade Cat and try to bring somebody else.
But Trey, to that, because I'm not sure if he's going to bounce back to being that 25 and 12 guy. Shouldn't you trade him now before his stock continues to plummet? And teams are like, I'm not paying that much money for him because his contract is hefty as hell. He's making like $50 million a year or something. Like, people will take that now, but if you wait a year and he's down averaging 18 and 9, people are going to be like, I'm not taking that. He's putting up weak numbers on a team that's underperforming. Like, to me, he's really been, it's safe to say, he's been what Kevin Love was to Minnesota, not Kevin
So
Garnett.
I guess, Freddie, to answer your question, and I hate to do it with a question, if I trade Cat, right, what am I getting back? Is that going to make me a contender? Like, that's the question I got to ask. So if Cat's stock plummets and I can't really bring anything realistic back to help my team out, that's going to make me a contender, I'm going to keep him. Me trading him now, like, what's available out there that I can get for Cat to help my team win right now, this very second? I don't think anybody is going to, who's going to make that trade?
Yeah, so like you said, does he make you? I don't think he makes you a contender if you're in Minnesota. But again, if you trade him now, his stock is as high as I think it's going to be going forward. Trade him now, and you could almost get. Of course, you can't get an AD or Embiid or a Joker, but there's combinations out there. Like, I honestly, and granted, it would never happen because of Jimmy, but I would love to see him in Miami. You can bring Bam over there. I get it. You can say maybe not enough shooting, but I think Bam is the type of utility player whose offense keeps growing. And maybe, a combination of like Bam and, Miami has so many different pieces. Bring Vic off the bench, some draft picks or something along the lines of that. Or go out and get Atlanta has Capella, but a 4 that can stretch the floor, right? That isn't a high.
But that's nobody on Atlanta's team, though. John Collins doesn't fit that role. So it's like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, he doesn't fit that. He doesn't fit that stretch 4 role for me. I'm not trusting John Collins as. I'm not trusting John Collins as a 4. Okay, Reese, would you trust John Collins as your stretch 4?
No, and I'll say too. I don't think if you trade Karl-Anthony Towns, you're not trading him to continue to win. You're kind of starting to rebuild. You kind of I feel like. That's what I feel like. Once you trade Cat, you basically said the Rudy Gobert trade was a failure because you had to have made the move to contend as early as possible. I don't know, Rudy Gobert.
But you also said too, you said it's too early until the trade deadline, so they could definitely turn the season around.
Right.
The second part of that move though is D'Angelo Russell is going to be out the door, so you free up cap space. And you go out and get a player. I'm coming to play with Anthony Edwards if I'm a star. So you can go out there and get a player to bring in. You have Rudy, who, for whatever it's worth, bro, Rudy doesn't average 20 and 15 shoot threes, but he's a 15 and 13 guy, gives you a couple blocks, angers your defense. We gotta give him his credit. They went out and traded for him for a reason. You have Ant, you have Rudy. They got some other young guys there, McDaniel, so on and so forth. You move that D'Lo contract, use it to bring in another star, trade Cat. You really do something. Get a new coach.
You still need a point. You still need a floor general out there, so you can't sleep on D'Lo. So here's my thing. I like D'Lo personally. I know my Lakers drafted him, right? I do question if he's the point guard to play with Anthony Edwards, and honestly. It does, because Reese, remember when you said you sent me the video of Anthony Edwards in the corner, just kind of chilling with his hands on the hip, just relaxing, and he's playing. but not playing. Like, I've had that moment. That's like, I'm ready for the game to end. I hate this team, and I low-key want to slap a few of them. So it's like, if that's how he feels, maybe you need to move Cat and D'Lo in a couple of seasons. But I still want to make it work because again, this talent that you have, that's tough to come across. And it's from a timing perspective too. Like Cat and Ant should be able to switch, like interchange roles as time goes on, because like the age disparity. And then D'Lo should be third regardless.
My thing is, I would trade Rudy before I trade the Cat.
Who's gonna take Rudy though? Who's gonna take Rudy? I would do the same thing. I would do the exact same thing.
So here's my thing, right? I would trade Rudy and D'Angelo Russell for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
They're never gonna do that. They're never gonna do that.
The Thunder, but I feel like
you just made the Thunder's no, they fired her right now.
The Thunder knows that they're gonna miss the same way that the Spurs knew that they're gonna miss DeJounte Murray's prime. The Thunder know that they're gonna miss Shai's prime. So what I'm saying is,
but I think the Thunder should stay put, man. They're building some amazing. Dort has developed amazingly. Chet comes back next year. Giddy has developed amazingly.
They might get Wemby. I'm saying contenders in 5 seasons, maybe.
You think the Thunder are competing with the Suns, Mavericks, Warriors, Lakers?
Yeah, but they're young, but they're 20, 19 years old.
You're talking about how long
is Jaylen Brown?
Hey, let me ask you, how far in the future are you talking about? Are you talking about next season? Like, I'm thinking for the Thunder, 3 seasons from now, they're going to start to be like a real problem for the league.
Absolutely.
Like how your Celtics kind of emerged out of nowhere.
Yep.
That's how the Thunder are going to be, especially if they get Victor Wembanyama.
I was about to say, I guess that's the thing for the Thunder. Like a place like that, you have to draft the talent. People aren't going to OKC.
If you draft well enough, I think some talent will come your way, and you can start building a culture. Here's why I say that. Who was going to the Warriors before Steph Curry and them?
No,
like they had.
But you said some talent. You didn't say generational. There's a difference. There's a difference between some talent and generational talent. Just like when nobody going out to Milwaukee, then you get Giannis. And ain't nobody still go to Milwaukee. They traded for Drew Holiday, and then they pulled Chris Middleton out of the rough. I mean, seriously, people don't go to like small market teams. That's not a thing, bro. It has always been you have to draft, and then you trade for a big name. So that's what I'm saying.
That's fair. The small market teams do have a little. It is a little tough. They aren't as popular as the big market teams. So I do get you on that.
That's why I say the team like the Timberwolves wasted their draft capital trade on a talent like Rudy Gobert when what they needed was a talent. I'm telling y'all, they blew that. The Timberwolves blew that.
To say they blew it is a little tough. I definitely understood where they were coming from, and again, I was telling you, like, Cat is the key. And I said he has to play more like Giannis for that help side defense. I need him to be more engaged. Anthony Edwards, I need him to be a little more engaged too. Like, it seems like he's kind of.
I don't know. I feel like y'all. We're not being fair to Cat.
He doesn't like playing with Rudy.
I don't know. Forget Rudy. Rudy's not even working hard.
You say he doesn't like playing with Cat.
But if D'Lo hasn't played terrible, but he's in a contract year, you can't bring him back on a big contract because that's gonna be a poison pill in a sense. I feel like that'll turn into a poison pill situation.
I feel like we're not giving Karl Anthony Towns enough respect for what he is doing this season. Next he's scoring 4 less points. He's averaging 3 more assists. I mean, Rudy Gobert, like the same way that Anthony Edwards.
It's on the defensive end, though. I need more.
Need him to average 3 more assists, bro.
I
need Cat. I need Cat to give me more defense. I need Ant to give me more assists.
Yeah, but
that's not Anthony. That's like asking Jaylen Brown for more assists. That's not. They're a shooting guard. They are a scoring guard. Like
Kobe was a shooting guard and can give me 5 assists. How come Ant? Kobe was a shooting guard, gave me 5 assists. D-Wade was.
I'm like, he's not there yet, though. This is his 3rd year. He's not there.
Getting rid of Cat will allow Ant to be a 27, 28 per game scorer. You can go.
Is that going to win you a championship, though, Freddie?
Well, it's about building. You win as far as you're going to go with Cat, bro, as your number 1 guy.
You have a solid foundation right now. You got a stretch big that can also go on the block when he wants to, and you got a dynamic, athletic guard who can score and is relatively skilled. Then you just find complementary pieces like you need.
I'm out on Cat.
I feel like they should have made
for Minnesota.
I feel like they should have made Cat and Edwards get back to the playoffs themselves before trading for a 3rd piece. That's what I personally. I feel like they should have made. You're asking them for is to play better and kind of step into that. But like just like you said that like the Celtics got a guy like Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum will become complacent. You get a guy like Rudy Gobert in there, and you're saying you want more from Cat defensively, while you just traded for a defensive player of the year. And you know what I mean? So in terms of that complacency, that's what I'm calling. I
was hoping it makes it easier on them. But I get you too, because like you use my own words against me, so I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like you force that Timberwolves team to make the playoffs again and win a series again. Then that's them telling you as a GM, like, oh, these guys are serious. That's how I would do it.
How about this? How does this sound? I don't know how it matches up as far as numbers because I haven't looked at numbers yet. Mm-hmm. So you probably got to add a couple other contracts in there. Cat traded to Toronto for, because again, Spec and D'Lo is going to leave. Cat traded to Toronto for Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, and Chris Boucher, and a draft pick or 2.
They don't do that. The Raptors don't do that. If anything, I'm trading Siakam.
Siakam is too good, bro.
He is. Really
Wait. Hold on. Here's the thing, though. I'm trading Siakam then. And I'm gonna give you Fred VanVleet, and you give me D'Lo.
But hear me out though. Look, I just want to say this. Okay. Freddie, the trade that you came up with, right? I personally feel like the trade that Timberwolves should have made was before the Rudy trade. They should not think about what you just said. Siakam is too good. Go get Siakam. Why'd you go get Rudy Gobert? You know what I mean? Like if you want to.
Did you see this out of Siakam before he hit the floor this season? No.
Say it again.
Did you see Siakam playing this way before he hit the floor this season?
I drafted him in fantasy. Yes, I did.
So you knew he was going to be giving you damn near triple-double numbers and playing
last season. Trey, he was giving it to you at the end of the last season. He was.
He was down though, man.
I just want to let you know, your nose grew 5 to 10 inches as you were talking. Like,
I'm telling you. I'm like, what? I'm a Celtics fan. I see the Raptors 4 times. Like, I have to watch those guys.
Me too, brother.
I have to watch those guys. Siakam, that's what I'm saying, though. The Timberwolves should have gone and got a guy like Siakam over a guy like Rudy Gobert. That's how I feel.
Yeah, but you gotta get Toronto back a piece, man. You know what I'm saying? And not Rudy, but
I don't see them keeping Cat and getting Pascal in that situation with the pieces they have.
They try to get KD. And think about what they wouldn't give up to get KD.
But
you're gonna have to give up Ant. You're gonna have to give up Ant.
Siakam isn't the 3rd best player in the league.
Huh?
KD was the 3rd best player in the league at the time of this trade.
So if you couldn't get it was Siakam and a few other people for KD.
Giannis, Steph, KD. What? I would argue that KD's trade.
I hear you.
No, but what I'm saying is, bro, they didn't do the KD trade because of what they would have had to give up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you weren't going to just be able to give them some draft picks and whatever to get Siakam when they wouldn't even give up certain stuff to get KD. So if you wouldn't do that stuff to get KD, you got to do something like just a Scotty and OG or some combination. I don't think they would have gave up. They wouldn't give up Scotty for KD, but it was.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess my vote is just that they could have gone and gotten somebody other than Rudy. Like, I feel like Cat.
I mean, they could have, but like they're anticipating you have Rudy to man down literally the rim. Cat can chase down everything else. Be Giannis-like. And then Anthony Edwards also is a quality defender. And then you got other people out there who can defend. And I don't even have to say anything about D'Lo. He's not a defender like that. But the boy's 6'5". You acting like I can't throw him on somebody who's not really scoring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it should have all worked out. And it still can. Like, personally, I still have faith because on 2K, Rudy Gobert saved me at the end.
So let me dial it back. And I'll say, let them get a change of coaches first. And then let's see if that changes.
That's fair. I don't like their coach person. I don't even know who coach is anymore. Like, is it Finch? Is it Finch?
You know what's crazy? I don't know. I think it may still be. I don't like their coach. I don't know their coaches.
Yeah, they need a better coach. Hey, Ime, real quick. The Wolves. It sounds like they're available.
If you get Ime, you ain't got to trade nobody.
Don't trade not a damn thing. But
that's a fact.
Yeah.
You get Ime, you wouldn't have to do anything. That's a fact. Like, they should have put together. If they were willing to send away that much in terms of draft capital, you should have aimed higher than Rudy Gobert. I mean,
so they should have put that towards
Donovan Mitchell. Why get Rudy Gobert when you could have gotten Donovan Mitchell and paid?
But
would that work though?
But yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think that works. You got Donovan Mitchell. You overvalue Donovan Mitchell. I'm just saying that.
Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards. I'm saying D'Lo is traded to.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't. Matter of fact. Look, fellas.
Are similar players.
Yeah. Look. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna watch some highlights real quick, but we're gonna come back and circle back to that though, because they do fall in line with the next topic that we got on the show, which is you know what I mean? So that's NBA shooting guards coming up. So let's see how that shakes. But please enjoy the highlights as we transition.
Play tonight, not surprisingly, as Gordon probing the defense, able to get inside. A twofold, DJ, when you look at the start, the ability to rebound, but also while Dario was not, this is a Houston team that played back-to-back games against the Nuggets. Is Booker.
Right mindset. Try to put this team away quickly if they can. It's not going to be easy.
Nice drop with anybody who knows anything about a stylist. As the Rockets turn it over again, the Suns looking to run. Booker glide again for the
Dario.
Not much offense, don't need much with Jabari Smith, the 19-year-old. Good footwork, though, as well. Yeah, when Şengün heard what Jokic get up and down, they're a good rebounding team. As Martin with the pulse of the game and how to get his rhythm. Book with the crossover. Gets a pass back across. Bridges get another look. Rockets number 4 in the league in rebounding. Book inside. He had 3 defenders around him. As Wainwright with a quick catch and shoot. And DJ, right now, that's the only reason why Houston is as close as they are. 12-0, second chance point. Booker gets to that. You're constantly working with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. As Book raising up, straight. Finds the open shooter, Damian Lee, sets it up.
That's a foul.
Is right on top of the wrist.
Come on.
1 here on the home floor. Kicks it out. Smith with a 3. Lob up top.
If you match it, then you can pretty much offset it.
Lee gets the look from the wing. Like this back to the basket, passing out of that defense. Nice defense inside by Busy. Gone 18-6 in games that he has started. Boy, a big line. That was an alley-oop off the glass. Wow, tough drive and finish there. Nearly tied up. Goes in the gap on the drive inside.
Yeah, all of it. This confidence, and that's great for him.
Şengün with a nice spin and off the hand.
Always.
Porter Jr. turns it over. Could have been a take foul right there.
It's going to go up quick.
Şengün getting shammed up and hitting one side or the other. I'm getting out of the way. Campaign behind the strike. Wainwright grabbing the rebound up ahead to Landry on the drive and drop off. Busy gets the finger roll.
Nice, Busy. Run that floor, big fella.
In your opinion,
you're going to have those nights where you're not going to get your calls.
Step back 3 coming from.
I don't know.
I would have checked myself out. good slip in to get the save. Shot clock winding down.
They're quick hands, man.
Green comes away with a steal and gets right to the rim. Defender Smith tying up Campaign. Fights it up top to DA. Great trailing 8. Good patience that time. DA tucks inside. Still 9 of 12 from the field. Green with a step back 3. Drive, double team. He'll pull it back out. Mid-range, up. Lob up top, DA. Able to reclaim it, but again, able to poke it away.
Yeah, DeAndre just dribbling the ball in front of people. That won't work.
Steps up the Book, probing the defense, swings it across the bridges. Sets up the drive across the lanes. 3 rebounds in his 9 minutes. Wednesday, Book muscles inside, finds Ish from the corner. Suns have won 7 straight here on the home floor, but Green bound to Booker. Green on his hip. Backing him down, turn to the baseline. And Book.
A little different. He brings Devin out. Normally he'll play a few minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. They leave Payne all alone. He says, okay. Cam's just smiling all the time. He was out dancing, talking with the officials.
Credit the Rockets for doing it.
Yeah. Porter Jr. with a drive, drop on a 1.
It's about time Sun starts forcing jumpers. Not like that, though.
Smith. Neither energy here. Because the Rockets are bringing a shot clock into the hands of Booker. Booker, get to the hip, get to the rack.
Get from this 2-man game, which has really worked.
Yeah, interesting the decision. As Matthews raising up for the 3.
Matthews, he can flat out knock him down from 3.
Porter Jr. on the drive inside, able to hit the man defense after playing zone for a couple of possessions. Porter Jr. pocket pass inside to Şengün. Finds Gordon from the corner. Knock it down. 15 threes. The Rockets with 8. Book fading, firing, connecting. Give him the end. From ball. Booker swings it over to Payne. Deep 3 on the way. Payne brings. Booker going to work. Step back 3 on the way. Looking for the bounce. No. On the follow. No. Loose ball rebound. Suns keep it. D. Lee. Booker catch and shoot for the win.
All right, so we are back. Hope y'all enjoyed the highlights per usual. Now, this topic, I think y'all enjoy this one. These two really enjoy this. Who's the best NBA shooting guard? You got to have one name and give me your best reason as to why that person is the best shooting guard. Not a whole bunch of reasons why. Don't sneak a whole bunch in there and say that's my reason. Your main reason why your person is the best shooting guard. So I'm going to say right now off the bat, nobody better than Austin Reeves. Austin, we got you, baby. It's the Lakers. Let's go. But Reese, who's your best shooting guard? Who's the best shooting guard?
So this is my best shooting guard because of based on who the best shooting guards in history are, meaning the 1 and 2, and either way you want to put them. Mike,
see how they can't give a name? They just never can give a name.
Okay, I'm going with Jaylen Brown because he plays on both ends at the highest level at his position.
Okay. 2-way player, both ends. All right. JB. Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that. Fred. Who you got there? Because look, it might be JB, folks, because I know he loves his 2-way players. That's the reason why he don't like Trae Young. So, Freddie, who's your best shooting guard?
29, 5 and 5, 8 and 3 without your second best player. Last 3 games, 44 points, 6 steals, 51 points, and 41 points, 8 assists. Best seed in the Western Conference.
It's crazy. Who got
second best player? His second best player is not an MVP candidate, but he is.
He missed the alley-oop. Thank you.
And it's a mile between him and the next shooting guard right now. All right, I love.
It's a mile.
I love Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is snappy, having a career year pretty much. But he's the number 2 guy. His number 1 guy is an MVP candidate. He's one of the best two-way guards in the league.
I'm not saying we get.
He's my favorite self, but he's not Devin Booker, bro. Devin Booker is a bad MF, man. Listen.
Okay, so currently there are 5,280 feet. So currently there are 5,280 feet between D Book and Jaylen Brown. That's what you're telling us. Like that's a lot. Hey, D Book, I don't know what you did, champ, but kudos to you. Kudos.
2,600.
Half a mile.
Now, I gotta say, fellas, y'all have 2 good names out there, right? They're in my top 3 for certain.
Austin,
it's tough to say. I feel like I gotta break the tiebreaker though, and it's tough. It's tough because, like you say, Reese, JB is a two-way player, right? Like his offense increases every year. Freddie, to your point though, JB ain't dropped 51 like D Book did. I'm just saying, like D Book 20 for 25, like 20 out of 25 shots. That's disgusting. Like I promise you, if I'm the opposing coach, all of y'all is running suicides next practice. Promise you, that's like no, not at all. But I gotta say this though, and this maybe goes for Freddie. Last season, Reese, y'all didn't get this. Y'all didn't. You see it? You see? I know. I hear you. I feel you. We didn't get it either in 2020. If it makes you feel any better, this is what we got. This is what we got for the bubble chip. Just saying. But I do think if you have D Book on that Celtics team, I think y'all beat the Warriors. Like for me, there is a little right now, point in time. There's a little bit of limitation on JB still because of the handles and stuff like that. Like the offensive side, I feel like for D Book isn't a mile longer than you know what I'm saying than JB.
I hope that though.
You said there's a reason.
Boston has like everything is great for Boston, right? They have like 7 players averaging double digits. Damn near 8 because Williams is around 9 a game, right? The Phoenix Suns, Miles Bridges is having a very good year, but he's not an offensive dynamo. We got to keep it real. A lot of his buckets come off.
He was given a max extension to be a 3
because he's an elite defender. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. That's
he was
why
supposed to be a 3 and D though. Like we can pretend like the Phoenix gave him that money because he plays defense, but he was expected to.
He got it primarily because he's an elite defender, wing defender, 2-way at that, but not because you can give him the ball every trip and say, Bridges, take us home. No, you got like 3 players on Boston.
No, I agree with that, but I mean, I still feel like he should be a top 10 3-point shooter in terms of percentage. Right. He's not. I feel like that. I mean, your game, you're like you said, you're playing with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. You should be.
You're not playing with Chris Paul right now, though. He has to take more.
They're 8-2 without Chris Paul because of Devin Booker. Every game, the game plan.
Let's not. So look, I don't want to discredit Ayton and Bridget. Like they have good players on their team. I feel you, right? And over this season so far, he has not been the best that he could be. Like Mikal Bridges was actually outplaying him. But I also think that speaks toward Mikal Bridges' growth. Cam Payne has been playing great. And then DeAndre Ayton, at least over the last couple of games, has stepped it up. So I don't know. Like I do hear you on the Celtics might have the better team. But the way you're painting that picture is, it's a complete landslide favoring the Celtics, which both of them are sitting the top of their conferences right now.
Yeah, but that shows you how good Devin Booker is. And bro, I'm not saying this to take away credit from Jaylen Brown. Again, he's my favorite Celtics. But if you talk about Cam Payne in Boston, he'll be the 3rd or 4th best point guard in Boston, bro. Think about that. Cam Payne. That's crazy. Because Marcus Smart damn sure better than him.
He would be. Cameron Payne would be the 4th. Cameron Payne would be the 4th best.
So that's what I'm saying. So even though Cam Payne is playing good, if he goes to Boston, he's the 4th option at point guard.
Yeah,
Devin Booker, you game plan, let's take Book out of the game. And you can't, bro. He's killing everybody from the mid-range. He's ascended to a level that is Kobe-like right now. I'm not saying he's Kobe, but he's ascended to a Kobe-like level right now.
On the offensive end. On the offensive end.
Scary. And he's playing defense too, but I mean now he's not going to play as much until Chris Paul gets back probably. But yeah, he just has 6 steals the other day.
Okay. So then, I guess, let me ask y'all this. Reese, what does D-Book need to do to change your mind? Join the Celtics?
Oh, no, I mean, to be honest, if I'm genuinely giving the nod to JB just because I do feel like JB's, because of his athleticism, we're taking him for who he is as a player. I think he has like the gap between him defensively. It's funny, right? I think the JB D-Book is the same way I kind of feel about JT and Luka. Like JB and JT are both athletic, like in terms of athleticism, it's going to set them in terms of defense.
They have the higher. Yeah, they have higher. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then when it comes to offense, it's based on how much work they put in. I'm telling you, like JB and JT, and JB especially, he's like you said, he's increases scoring every season. And I just feel like he is a bucket in like undoubtedly. Like he had 37 last night with Tatum, and that's him sharing possessions. And something else too, JB's actually the only guy who's in the top 15 in scoring, who is the second option. He's taking less than 20 shots a game to be on that list. You know what I mean? But Freddie, though, I definitely understand you. But I feel like when you are the option, you know what I mean? You have the ability to earn favor from folk because you are the one. I mean, it's not. It's fault that he was drafted next to Jason.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And again, everything said about JB is correct.
Hold on. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. So Reese, D-Book has to do what again? Just sure.
It would just be defense. I personally don't like you want Devin Booker on the guy on. I would take Jaylen Brown on the best offensive player on the other team. I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I feel. I just think Devin Booker, and I'm defense. I'm a huge defense is like effort type of guy. Obviously, you're Devin Booker, like Freddie Sam. When you're the first scoring option, how much are you really expending? Like everybody knows how good of a defender Kawhi was that year he met Luka in the bubble. But it's like when you're also on the other end having to carry a team offensively, then defensively, I mean, you know what I mean? It is what I mean. I'm gonna give the effort, but like y'all want me to get these buckets too. So I mean, Jaylen Brown's giving me both.
I got you. Now, Freddie, what does JB need to do to make him your answer over D-Book?
Yeah, continue to develop his, and it's going to be tough in on that team because you have so many playmakers. You have a system, so to speak, in play. But continue to develop his playmaking ability and his offensive skill set. I would never I'm under the belief that if Marcus Smart and JT go down, can they win 8 out of 10 games with JB being the focal point? You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be tough.
Tatum and Marcus are gonna go out.
I'm just
I mean, can we just lose?
But this is, and also said not to be that way, but listen, because what Book's doing
10 games too, that's kind of long.
What Book is doing right now, Cam Johnson has been out and Chris Paul has been out, right? Now Book has to facilitate, score, and he does have to defend at times as well. Close the game out. He's doing everything from the beginning with the game plan being to stop him from doing all these things.
Yeah.
Last 4 games, averaging over 40, 3 games.
But like you said, though,
JB is in that position for Boston. I don't think y'all can win 8 or 10 games. I think he'll play good, but I don't think he'll have enough impact offensively to where outside of putting the ball in the bucket, that Boston could overcome this period of time.
And this is
developing his overall offensive game.
I think it sounds like your point is you don't think JB, I guess, can carry a team like that. So if you put him on this Sun squad, you have a 3-and-D, an elite 3-and-D player in Mikal Bridges. You have CP3 coming back. You got DeAndre Ayton, but you feel like they can't get the job done. But I also think too that if Reese and if we put JB in like how Reese views him, well, that might be a championship team because now you get more utilization out of JB. He's taking more shots. So now that 20, 25 a game that he's scoring, averaging, that possibly builds up. Plus, it gives you the defense.
So you think JB can win a championship as the best player on Phoenix?
Luka would not have done JB the way he did D-Book in Game 7.
Again, all right, I'll say this real quick. Luka does that to anybody.
He's gotten y'all on a couple of game winners, though, Reese. I just want to say that. He's got y'all on a couple of game winners.
Hey, JB won't guard him, though. JB won't guard him.
You're right. JB and JT were guarding.
Why and Pat Bev, bro?
They old and washed up, Freddie.
They were young.
That was a couple seasons ago. That was at the prime of the Clippers like arrival. Like that was. It got no better. It's literally gotten no better since.
That's when Pat Bev told Steph Curry he had to play basketball. Yeah.
You said what?
I said that's when Pat Bev told Steph Curry he had the next 5 years. I think that was around that time, right?
And now it's about to trade it
like
5 to 3 years.
Yeah. Look,
that's kind of
what you were saying about Jaylen Brown for that 10-game stretch. I actually do think we could go like a similar 7-3, 8-2. And the reason why though is because, like you said, if Cam Payne comes to the Celtics, he's our 4th best point guard. You know what I mean? So even if we lose, I mean, even though D-Book is really only missing Chris Paul, Cam Johnson isn't Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum. I don't know if I can agree with both of those players going out. Maybe if we lost Marcus Smart.
I mean, Cam have a good game here and there. He plays solid defense. But yeah, he's not on Marcus. He's not on Marcus.
Playing amazing for them prior to getting hurt.
Yeah, but now if we lost Jason Tatum and we already down Rob Williams. I mean, I don't know what I mean. We lose JT and I'm trying to think. I mean, and Brogdon. If we lost JT and Brogdon, then could JB and Smart? Because I mean, right now it's still D-Book, Bridges, and Aiden. Although, you know what I mean, Bridges is leading that helm, but he still got a trio right there. You know what I mean? It ain't like he ain't got nobody with him. He had a big 3 essentially with those 3 guys.
I personally think if I had to go one right now, it's going to be D-Book. I think both of them display that. Like when you said he's Mamba-like, right? Like he's Kobe-like right now. I think on the offensive end, it's D-Book. I think both sides of the ball, it can be JB. Right now, on the defensive side, it is JB. Like he does that. Offensively, he keeps improving. So again, I think eventually, I always said this for the Celtics. But I think too, physicality comes into play. That's what athleticism. It'll help JB out over the long haul. Like Allen Houston was a capable defender. I was never told he was a defender. I never thought of Allen Houston as a defender. You know what I'm saying? He's not trash, but I never, just because he was limited offensively. And I've always given D-Book, he's like a child between Allen Houston and Kobe Bryant. He got the ability he got the stature of Allen, but the mindset of Kobe. And so with JB, I always said, well, JB's like Kobe, JT's like T-Mac on their squad. And I still stand by that because JB's always continuously working. He's one of the few people that has come into the league. And when I heard him say, I want to be the best player. I actually believed him. So that's one thing. Long-term wise, I go JB. But right now, though, I think D-Book is better offensively, and that carries.
Now, long-term though, because you said athleticism. Athleticism is the first thing to go. If he loses his athleticism, his ability to sit down in that chair and be a high flyer, you know that guy.
I mean,
D-Book has that mid-range.
We're gonna have to revisit that discussion, but he still has a good offensive package, but at least D-Book could transition on to a point guard. JB can't. So that is a good point to make.
And I'll say too, is kind of you think about where both of those guys were drafted. I mean, JB was drafted into kind of a Spurs-like system where it was kind of you are being plugged in to, and he was a project when he was drafted, whereas D-Book was known at least as a scorer, whereas JB was known as more of an athletic wing.
I would say more of as a shooter than a scorer. Because on Kentucky,
Jaylen Brown was not known for his jump shot at all. That's what I'm saying. He was not. We did not draft him for his shooting, although we were not a good 3-point shooting team at the time.
Yeah, he
did shoot well from 3. He shot sub 35% from 3 when we drafted him. So he was not a shooter at all. You know what I mean?
I also think too, I think JB had the higher ceiling coming out of college than D-Book and everyone, and that was painted for most folks. Like, is that fair to say? Because again, you
Well,
knew he was a quality defender. He was on Cal, and he was their best player. Like, the offense is going to come. You're assuming that, and at worst case scenario, he can just be an elite defender. So you're pegging him to be higher than D-Book because you don't. No one saw D-Book doing this. At least I did. So I don't know what.
That's absolutely fair. But I don't know if anybody, I don't think anybody saw Jaylen Brown becoming this either, though. Like, I think Jaylen Brown was drafted as a legitimate project. I mean, he didn't even start coming into the league.
Yeah.
He didn't start coming into the league. He didn't start really into his third year.
I could say I could see him coming into this, maybe saying, oh, he's going to be doing this, that, not with certainty. But, if he pans out, if he gets the scoring on par, he'll be good. Like, that'll be a good player. Yeah, I know I've said that. With D-Book, I always thought role player. Like, maybe I to say star, I wouldn't give both of them star. But if I had to put one over the other, I might say Jaylen Brown because of the athleticism. You might say D-Book because of the name. He went to Kentucky. He was part of that 5-wave in, 5-wave out system. So he might have had like a little more known about him. But I personally might have said Jaylen Brown just because of that athleticism piece. And he did seem respectable when he played at Cal. So I'm like, that's me. That's me though. So
yeah, but so Jaylen Brown, he came in average. He didn't play 30. He played 30 minutes the second season, but it was like in a fringe 6-man role. He averaged 6 points his first year. 17. I played 78 games.
I'm talking about before they came into college though. I'm talking about before they came into college though. I mean before they came into the
I'm talking about at the time of drafting, Jaylen Brown was it was nobody.
I got you. I feel like they're both projects. I guess. Like I feel like they both were projects. So I hear you trying. I'm just letting you know they both were projects. Neither one of them were touted to be at this level, but I gotta go JB on who I thought was gonna be higher personally. Like personally. But
I guess what I'm saying is Devin Booker at least started when he came in team. Like Jaylen Brown didn't. Jaylen Brown played 17.
I should have
said I'm on Jaylen Brown's fan because then we would have ended that conversation a lot earlier.
If they ever need you to defend them in court, you're doing a pretty good job defending yourself, bro.
Right. Hey, look, Reese. I'm gonna hold you down. And I'm gonna get you your team to talk about next subject. I promise you, we're gonna talk about your team next subject. But ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned and watch the highlights. Hope you all enjoy them.
All I'm saying is, hear me out. All I'm saying is,
Tatum. Martin out on him. There's a cut you're looking for, too. Tatum got the beat. Holy cow.
What makes that list even more impressive, Mike? No Tatum and no Jaylen Brown.
Adebayo, that's the shot we were talking tonight. He likes a lot. That Brogdon. Oh, that's rejected. Hangs with it. Gets 2. Down to 9, the shot clock. Martin sets his feet for 3. Strus from deep. Rattles home a 3. Arrow from deep. No. Arrow from a layup. Nice play by Vincent. Off the bounce. Finds an open man, and Adebayo gets 2.
Good shots. And after you get a 2-year extension, it's good coming in.
White with time.
There you go. Just like
Lowry a deep 3, and he buries it.
You know he makes it. We see him everywhere. I ain't got no gear. You're here one day, you get gear. You know why? Tell me. You didn't kick it with him like I did. Yes, you.
Williams.
Throw the step back.
Takes it.
Oh.
Gets it back. Out of the left-handed dribble, puts it up. Back in. Brown, corner, White, 3.
White continues to deliver.
Butler wants 2 for 1 here. Spins to the basket and count the hoop.
Think something right now.
Exactly. To the basket for 2. Smart. Yes. That's his right there. Nice follow. Goodness. Brown to the basket. Yes. Brown leading the way big time for Boston in the quarter. Fine. Flushes. Again, he missed 7 games. Tatum's back. Oh. Brown.
Oh.
Butler the steal. And 2.
I was just saying before you.
Grab that rebound with one hand. Gets it back in the lane. Spins. Gets 2. 100.
There they are right there. Fast break for the Celtics. Assist for the Celtics.
Oh. Hero pulls up. Drains the 3.
Control of the game, but then you turn around and look up, and they're right there.
Yeah, striking distance. Bayou, a chance now. Again, 2 more. Tries to bully his way to the basket. He does. He gets 2. Turn around. 2. Tatum is looking for it. Gets it. And Bayou up ahead. Lowry numbers big time. Block. But the follow goes.
Let them play. Don't play and get a set defense. You see, that's when they can use their hands, use their length.
Horford.
Oh, yeah.
Great look. And Bayou kicks it outside. Lowry. Wow, good look. Enter Williams with the ball. Finally got there. To the basket. Butler. Whoa. Smart. Gets it in. Brown takes a shot. Brown, pull up. Jason goes the other way to the basket, hangs in the air. No, back around again. Yes. Butler. For 2. Butler pulls up. Wow. Outside. Marcus can't hit the 3. And the Celtics drop the final game of the homestand.
All right, so look, I hope y'all all enjoyed the highlights. You know, it was the Celtics versus the Heat. I had to make sure I did that for Reese. But Reese, I did promise you that we were going to talk about your team, though. So we did just talk about them. Now, on to my team, though. On to my team. And the quarterly review, ladies and gentlemen of the NBA, the Lakers are finally surging. Reese, do you believe in the Lakers? Because I got to say, and let me just say this, right? Let me give a little context to folks who don't know. We had an 0-5 start, okay? Like, it's not the best, but we had a tough schedule. Then we have 2 5-game losing streak. That means we lost 5 times in a row, not once, but twice. Tough. And you heard Reese earlier. He did say if you have a losing streak of 5, you're probably not going to do too big. We got 2 of them already. But after that, we have turned the season around. We're currently 9-12. We're 12th in the West. And, well, you know, we 1 game behind 10th. How are y'all feeling? Because, you know, we're 7-2 when AD is our leading scorer, and then 2-12 when he not. So how do y'all feel about the Lakers now? Like,
you said it right there. That was it. You alluded right to what I was gonna say. Now that they figured out the Russell Westbrook 6-man thing that I felt like we all knew before the season started, that's where Russell was starting. Maybe even last year. But he should have been coming off the bench. And why is that? That's because you get to have an offense centered around Anthony Davis. And you keep him in constant pick and roll in motion at all times that he is on the court. When LeBron is out there starting, it's pick and roll with AD. When Bron subs out and Russ comes in, it's pick and roll with AD. And you get your who needs to be the best player on your team going, and you win games through who is your best player. And I do think that you all can keep it up if AD keeps. I mean, his last 10 games have been amazing. And like you said last year, his stats, you know what I mean, were what they were, but we wanted to see dominance. Now he is giving dominance. Even if he doesn't give me 40, at least I know he shot the ball 25 times, and his intent was to get 40. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This is all about intention, and when you really got that dog in them. And so when you got Russ, when you got arguably the two best pick-and-roll ball handlers in the league right now, in Russ and Bron, you should be able to win games with a powerful big, and the second big in the league, probably AD, or third best big in the league with AD.
I agree. We got a nice little card. We got a nice little hand that we have dealt to us. We just got to manage it properly. Hopefully we don't have any injury issues. Now, Freddie, speaking of issues, though, I know you know about issues because you're Knicks. So, for issues.
My fault. Let's keep it going.
I hear you. Real quick, how many of these y'all got? Anyways, so, on a serious note, I mean, we still got 16. But now, so like, how many issues do you have with my Lakers though right now? Like, do you have any worries for us? Because we still don't have elite shooters, right? I even saw a trade out there where we might get Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan back for Russell Westbrook, who Reese also just stated works well off the bench, which I stated last season, which I think the Lakers finally listened. Bring him off the bench. He gets his own team. He gets that confidence. Now coming in the fourth quarter, he can close out with the boys, and you good. Because like you say now, you have constant pick and roll action throughout the game. And then in the fourth, similar situation. And the person who's not in the pick and roll is a freak of nature athlete. So, Freddie, do you worry about my Lakers at all? Like, AD still has injury issues. Like, our shooting's not elite. We still considering to trade Russell Westbrook. Is there worry? Is there cause for pause? Is this too early to say we surging right now?
No. Y'all are a title contender even now. Like, y'all are stressing me the hell out. Like I said, my two favorite players play on y'all team, so I'm watching every game closely. If Russ gets traded, he'll be the best player in Chicago, first of all. He's a good bench player for the Lakers because you have LeBron and AD.
Situational, yeah.
When you go to Chicago, he go to most places, he'll be back to being the number one and number two player. But that means a lot for LA because, like you said, him coming off the bench, I didn't like it. I didn't want it to happen. A lot of people did. I'm happy it did happen because Russ, yesterday, 11 assists, 0 turnovers. Let's talk about it.
Both of them, Braun and Russ, had 11 assists, 0 turnovers.
There we go. They beat
perfect game, and we barely beat the Bucks.
Numbers from yesterday against a championship caliber team. Chris Middleton's back, right? 50% from the field, 40% from three, 4 total turnovers as a team. Lakers, right? And LeBron in the fourth quarter. He had like 13, 15 points or something like that in the fourth quarter, right? AD was AD throughout the game. We watched AD last year, and Embiid, Cat, Giannis coming in there and just punking him. He played Giannis. He outplayed Giannis yesterday, if we're being honest. Giannis didn't have a dominant rebounding game. Interior, he had a crazy block on LeBron, but I'm saying all that to say that the Lakers look good. They're scary. Everybody should be scared of them. They're going to be a 5 seed. A lot of games that they lost, they had double-digit leads. Their third quarter has been their Achilles, right? They've lost in close games early on as well. They got smoked a couple. And they just lost to Indiana. Coaching, it seemed like he has their attention. He has their ear. They're willing to run to a brick wall for him. He found out the rotations. Matt Ryan's cut now. JTA shouldn't be playing as much. Pat Bev's not jacking up threes. I think his first 16 of 17 shots this year with 3-pointers. Like, the team is finding an identity, and they realize that they don't have to be Golden State to be dominant. AD's not jacking up 10 threes. He took 2 yesterday and made 3 and made 2 or something like that. But he's inside dominating. Russ isn't jacking up 12 threes a game. Russ is getting downhill, pushing the break. So they're playing their physical style of play. Lonnie Walker's super hyper-athletic, running the court, attacking. They're doing what they need to do. I think sometimes teams get caught up in, we need to be Golden State. That's what killed a lot of rosters and teams. The only team that can shoot like Golden State is Golden State. The way to make it far, get into the playoffs, and be successful is to play defense, grab boards, and to freaking score the ball at an efficient rate. You do that best around and around. So
well, and to your point too, again, I don't discredit this year. You know, again, this was our award, but we were playing defense. We were dominating the boards. We were the more physically imposing team in the bubble. So like that was our bread and butter. So if you don't have shooters, like we don't have elite shooters, you got to make it up somehow, some way on the energy, for the energy stats. So like the rebounds, the steals, all those hustle plays, I need to see that from the Lakers on a consistent basis. The interior presence, you got to dominate that game because, yeah, 3 might be worth more. It's also a little tougher to make those threes too, though. Like especially how the game is played nowadays. Those interior points, like the mid-range, that's the toughest shot to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, that's a 2-pointer. That's what we need to be focusing on too. So I like us focusing inside and out, like working inside and out. Because you also give, like, Austin Reeves can hit the shot, right? He's not an elite shooter though. But if you give him enough time, hell, anybody can knock down.
Catch and shoot wide open, right?
Yeah, so if we give him enough time, that's AD and Braun and Russ. So
about the Lakers, and I do think they're surging right now. But I'll say too, they're kind of getting this momentum at the perfect time, and then y'all's next 10 games will be a true test. Because I mean, I'm happy for y'all kind of turning, like, you know, getting more wins than the Celtics had losses. I was happy about that for y'all. But I needed y'all to still kind of beat some competition. Y'all
like
beat
the Bucks?
Well, no, I know. Hear me out.
That's Bucks and Portland.
No. Hear me out. Let me get there. Y'all played the Spurs 3 times and beat them. Y'all played Detroit and beat them, right? So over y'all next 10 games, y'all play the Wizards, the Detroit, and the Wizards. Y'all play the Wizards twice in Detroit. So those are 3 games that y'all have to win, right? But then y'all play Cleveland.
The Cavs, we play Toronto, Philly, Boston. That's a W right there. The Nuggets, we've already played before we beat them. We could beat Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's winnable. Toronto's winnable. The 76ers, that's definitely winnable because they also don't have James Harden and Maxey. Boston is winnable. Because again, y'all don't have Rob Williams, so really, who's going to stop AD? Especially comes to play.
They can beat anybody in the league right now.
Like
anybody in the league right now.
What about Al Horford? He's not playing that game. He's out too. Oh, that's tough.
That's who we're putting on Anthony Davis. We're not worried about that. Al Horford.
Do you want to just add the loss to the record now, or just wait December 13th?
I should put a wager on that.
I'm willing to put money on that right now.
How much you want to bet? Is it $1 and a dream?
What is the bet?
I'll put a wager. Got to pay
for the winner. Winner gets the win. Winner gets the pot. Easy.
Okay, all right, yeah. So how much we putting up?
Whatever. That's why I asked, how much are we putting up? Is it $1 and a dream, or are we doing like what's the money? 20?
No, it's your wallet versus mine. I'm with whatever.
20? You want to be friendly? 20?
20's fine.
All right.
Yeah. It's easy.
Do we do like a virtual shake on it, or how?
Nah, it's all right. Just send it to my Cash App. I'll make sure it gets to the winner.
Yeah, I got you. And remember, when you send it back, that 20 is like add an extra 0.
I got you. I already sent it to you. It's good. I already sent it to you.
Got you.
I'm saying, I'm glad the Lakers are catching fire, but now y'all just got to keep that going.
I think we do because right now we're 20 games in, and it's an 82-game season. So over the next 60 games, we just have to be one of the better teams because teams are going to fall off. Like the Jazz are going to start to slip. Portland had a great start.
It's all about when you catch them.
They got to get back healthy. They need Dame back now.
Well, yeah, I can't get around that one. They do, yeah, because they were like a 2 seed, and then they dropped all the way down to the 10.
And then they lost Dame.
Y'all not think the Trailblazers and the Timberwolves are in the same boat?
I do think you could try to trade Dame. Actually, maybe you could switch those two, Dame for Cat, and you bring back something else. I don't know. Like you could like this.
Portland's actually a threat in the West, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about situational though. If you bring back D'Lo and Cat, for Damian Lillard. Now you got Dame, Ant, and Rudy, and then you got D'Lo. You keep Nurkic over there because I don't even like. Dame needs to rid himself of Nurkic because Nurkic is not the best big man person. Like Nurkic and Hodl, however you pronounce his last name, they are similar enough players to me. Yeah, like they are similar enough players to me. Like I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the biggest Nurkic.
Speaking of the bubble, I remember when they first started back up. Nurkic was in the bubble, the beginning of the bubble, snapping 5 blocks, 3 steals.
So was TJ Warren. I just want to throw that out there.
Like he was snapping the beginning of the bubble, and I thought he found something, and then it just fizzled away.
Yeah, no. So was TJ Warren. I got to remind folks. So was TJ Warren. I like TJ, but they not like that though. They're not like that.
Yeah.
But it is good though to know.
Western Conference threat, bro. Just to throw that out there.
They are, like I told you, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff caliber team. Contender might be a little tough right now. I gotta wait. Dame needs to come back, and then they need to show me that they can play back to what they were doing before I can say, okay, they're a contender. And it was too early too. So like, if they can do it a little further on in the season, I'll vault them up to contender. But right now, they're not surging like my Lakers, so it's cool. It's fine. It's dandy.
And nobody is surging like the Celtics, best team in the league. Just putting it out there.
They don't peak too quick.
Real quick, didn't y'all lose to the? Never mind. Tell you what.
Sorry, that just ended our second 10-game win streak or 9-game win streak in the season. Y'all got one of those yet? Y'all got
Jimmy
y'all?
Butler be cooking y'all, man.
You said who?
Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest though, it's crazy, right? Jimmy and DeMar DeRozan. Those two guys have Boston's number.
Mid-range game, bro.
Yes, bro.
That's crazy.
They have Boston's number, bro.
That's crazy. Reese, holla at me when y'all get one of these, though.
Listen, and now apparently so do the Cavaliers.
The rest of the day.
You said what?
One last, I don't know if it's a question or not. I'll just say, and maybe it'll come out from the question. So, other than Golden State, is there any team that comes to mind for y'all that won a championship by being elite 3-point shooters? They won it solely, well, not solely, because they were a very good defensive team as well, Golden State. But because I hear a lot of people that say, oh, this team, they don't shoot well from three. They're not a great elite 3-point shooting team. Now, other than Golden State, who comes to mind when you look at them and they're?
I don't think that I don't.
Elite 3-point shooting.
I don't necessarily have a team that's elite 3-point shooting because I feel like Golden State's the first to do it. But you also got to realize, take into consideration, the game has evolved. Like, we didn't think about 3-point shooting when we had Wilt and Green and all of them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as big of a factor, but now it is because, like, folks are jacking up a lot of threes. Again, Bron is shooting 7 to 9 a game. What the actual hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how it is nowadays. If you don't have shooters, it's an aspect of the game.
He was shooting the back. Brooklyn, New York.
Exactly. So like, and Brooke was putting up 20, back then. So I mean, like, it's just a different day and age.
Yeah. So I
people actually, I will say the Mavericks that year against the Heat.
Nah, because I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get mad.
But I'm saying in terms of the tray ball, Jason Terry and
they had Jason Kidd, Jason Terry. But you had like
JJ and JJ, yes, and I think it's and JJ. They both
they had more. So to me, they had more of like a complete team sort of situation though, because they didn't kill them from the three; they killed them from the dirt. That's what they killed them. That's what Dirk was.
That's what I'm saying though. Dirk was hitting off to those shooters, and they were. They were firing off. That's what I'm saying.
But Dirk dominant in that post.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about to say that low block, that little fadeaway, that was yeah, and that's why I said.
I brought up that trade to help you in your Lakers because that's my point. I hate when they say, "Oh, shoot." No, Lakers don't need to be shooting.
I don't think it.
From three. They can win with the defense they play. I feel like they figured out their lineup. And the 2 stars that they have leading that team, I think they can win as constructed. I don't think they need to go out and overcompensate for shooting and then lose a lot of the good stuff that they do have right now. Like in a Lonnie Walker and
He's saying this because of Buddy Hield at the beginning of the season. I just want to state for clarification, if you add someone like a Buddy Hield, that's like when we're saying add shooters, we're talking about what's worked for LeBron James. So if you have pick and rolls with Braun and AD, if I pass the ball out, right, if you're not a shooter, what you going to do? Well, if you can't score the ball, our team has not been. Our team,
anymore. When you're just a specialist, you got to be all around player in the game now.
So here's the thing. Braun needs role players who know their role. Like, and those roles are shooters. Shooters, energized players.
Bro.
Like,
we're not playing through Braun anymore. We're playing through AD. And when I say we, I'm talking about Lakers. Like, playing through AD. So I do get it. You got
but he's going to get him the ball, though. He's going to get him the ball, though, right?
I don't think you need to go out and get a Kyle Korver in place of a Troy Brown. Troy Brown does more for your team than a Kyle Korver would. Because, again, you're not trying to jack up 43s, bro. You're trying to lock up the other team, stop their fast break, stop their open threes, and then come down, control the pace of the game, and get it to AD. So I think the 3-point thing is always overstated.
You don't think adding the shooters? So let me ask you this. You don't think adding the shooters helps Anthony Davis? Because imagine having a Kyle Korver on one side, having PJ Tucker on the other. I'm just giving two names of people who shoot the ball, right? And then you got Braun running the pick and roll game. And now, like, if you want to dump the ball down to AD, well, if you double AD, he can kick it out to a shooter. So now you're gonna kill the person who's gonna try to double team. So now if that person starts hitting too many threes, you can't help off no more. And now it's a one-on-one scenario with AD.
Would you rather have Kyle Korver and you said PJ Tucker over Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves? Because I would. Like, I might. It depends.
It's not. PJ.
Shut down to Kyle Korver. Sit on his shooting hand, right? Don't.
It's not easy to shut down Austin Reeves.
No, because he attacks. He's shooting well right now. He creates.
I think what Freddie's saying though, the shutdown for Reeves.
Again, you got to defend
from the shot, but like that's not all. Kyle Korver can still drive the ball, like
there too. And then I know we got to go. So I'm sorry, but listen, Joe Harris, a couple years back in the playoffs for Brooklyn, couldn't hit the broad side of the barn, right, and became irrelevant on the court.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. Duncan Robinson got paid $90 million, bro, and can't get on the court now because the game is on him. You close down on his shooting hand, force him to put the ball on the ground. He doesn't know what to do, and then he got to come down and play defense. Now he's just running up and down the court, taking up space, and now you got to take him out, and now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
but you have to still guard them though, and it's like you have to play those shooters honestly. So I'm not worried about that defender, like his defender helping off on AD. So I'm gonna put the shooter on the same side as AD, throw the ball down to AD. If you try to help out, dump it down to the shooter. Now he gets more time to shoot the ball. You can't help off that easily. So for me, shooters help out. I agree with you. We don't need to go out and get only shooters. Like you need to have some versatility. You need to have defenders. And I taking away Troy Brown maybe isn't the person that like I might want to take away. I honestly, it might want to be Pat Bev, but I want to get more shooting to help out.
Kendrick Nunn easily.
Thank you. Like somebody's got to go because at least Troy Brown has some height and athleticism, a little lankiness where I can go in and help out. You know what I'm saying? Like so on the defensive side, I'm not going to get killed that way. And then, like you said too, he helps out on the rebounding part. But if I'm bringing in someone like a Kyle Korver and then a PJ Tucker too, PJ gives me that same defense and is versatile. And then they both can shoot the ball. So again, like I said, shooting wise, like it would fit. Like they both, well not Kyle, but like they can defend. And you have to. They keep the defense honest. So that's what I'm thinking about. And again, shooters work for Braun, who is still an integral part of this team. Same with Russell.
Offensively is a corner specialist still. Like if you close out, because there's some disciplined defenses that can recover, sit on your hand, make you put the ball into your weak hand, and now what you're gonna do, like, and it's the thing, right? Like I said, we've seen it happen. Take away their elite shooting, and if they're off, even if they're open, and they're off. Now they got to come down and defend on the other end. So you're pretty much trading a missed three for a guaranteed. We're gonna put you in a pick and roll, or we're gonna ISO you or put you on a block, and we're gonna score you until they take you off the game. So you have to be red hot that game, or you can't play. And then what good is that shooter? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're also not this wouldn't be the game plan like the entire game though. Like, you use different strategies throughout. So like maybe one quarter you doing straight threes, or maybe one particular part of the quarter you're doing straight threes, and then after that it's about matchups, it's about substitution. So like I said, I have to have shooters on my team. Somebody gonna have to shoot the ball properly. I'm talking about I need to have somebody who can competently knock that thing down. And that's gonna help my team flow. That's gonna give some spacing. You need spacing on teams. Like the Bucks wouldn't be as good as they are if they didn't have spacing. If their team couldn't shoot threes.
Well, they won versus the Suns without being shooting great from three. And that's kind of where my point was getting to. Like, most teams are winning with the rebounding, with the star player playing, coming up big at moments, things like that. The traditional way of winning. Only Golden State has broke that mold of what it takes to win a championship.
I'm beyond.
Like, a lot of teams aren't shooting 38 to 40% from three in the finals.
Freddie, I really don't feel like Golden State even has broken that mold for real. Because when you really think about it, like, I think Steph Curry is the elite shooting that you're referencing. Like, even when Klay, like, because Klay Thompson, like, I understand the threat in terms of gravity that Klay Thompson is, but like, he hasn't had, like, it's not like Klay Thompson has won them series. I'm saying series.
He saved them series though.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. But I'm saying won them, because when I think about like Golden State.
Is that fair to say? Because you also had Kevin Durant on your team after
right. Hear me out. No, Trey, that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking to Freddie's point about 3-point shooting being the thing that won it, right? You had KD. KD didn't just feast in the 3-point shot. He had his mid-range, and he still had his pull-up that he used. It's not
prior to him though, even prior to KD.
So that first year they won it. Would you say that wasn't 3-point center? Because you had Steph, even though he had a down year, he was still annihilated as a little strong. It went game 6. They didn't have Kyrie in love.
They allowed Cleveland to post up with Tristan Thompson and Timothy Mozgov and trade 2s for 3s that whole entire time. They literally allowed them to play that and shot him out the gym.
What I'm saying is Steph Curry, like, in that series, that first series, right? I'm saying that he, just like Freddie was saying about kind of Giannis being that dominant player, and you were saying like dominant players have won games when you don't need that shooting. I just think Steph Curry, that's just how he dominates, and it just so happens to be with the 3-point shot. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, he's the best player on their team, and the way that he dominates isn't just in the paint. It's him. You know what I mean? Who's kind of swinging that tide in terms of utilizing the 3-point shot. So when I say I don't think it's Golden State, I'm saying I don't think it's Golden State. I think it's Steph Curry. That's what I'm saying.
So
what would be needed?
Because I think the Rockets are a team. That Rockets
would have been a team to mention if they wanted.
Right.
But they didn't. With the same.
Then they killed them because they shot like. I forget what they shot, but they shot terrible. They missed like 17 straight.
Right, so, yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Rockets was trying to do it with just the tray ball. Like, I'm gonna just pass out and we gonna knock down. You know what I mean? We gonna have PJ Tucker running our 5. We gonna be 5 out and we gonna shoot 3s the whole time. Like, I feel like that's not what the Warriors.
But see, Reese, here's where it gets tricky, right? Like, the Suns before the Rockets fit this narrative of like
second Suns.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would, but he said who won the championship though.
Right.
So like for me, it's nobody but the Warriors. Like, even if I definitely hear you on your point, right? Like Steph Curry, I was thinking about that too as we were talking. I was like, maybe that is the case. But I still think like Klay Thompson is called one of the top 5 shooters in the history of the game. And like, even though Iggy won the MVP, like, they won because of that trade ball too. Like, that's what got them over the hump a lot of time, along with their defense and versatility. So I do hear you. It's not, they did more than just shoot 3s. Like, you cannot win a championship by only.
Right. I was about to say that was probably the first time we've seen constant ball movement,
right? Because
and player movement.
No interior offensive play, right?
Right.
They didn't slow, and that was, I think, what kind of caused a lot of teams that have potential to fall by the wayside, right? Houston, right? Okay, let's get rid of Clint Capella, who don't post up anyway, but he's a lob threat, and let's get rid of him and keep Russ as our center, like, because we want to play this up-tempo to match what Golden State is doing. It's like, you can't match that. That's 2 of the greatest shooters ever, and then 3 of the greatest, probably 10 shooters ever. You're not going to be able to do that. Slow the game down. You look at some teams that gave them problems, like New Orleans didn't give them problems when they played them, but we saw the one glimpse of when
if they were healthy, they would have beat them.
Memphis gave them problems because Memphis had the interior play, right? Physical guard, and then you got the interior play, and then they figured out Tony Allen. You ain't even got to guard him. Yeah.
I don't know about Memphis. I don't know about Memphis.
You don't remember that? They were up like 2-0 or 2-1, and then they literally just stopped guarding Tony Allen.
Maybe early on. Maybe if you're talking about that early on, okay, I can give you that. Yeah.
But so there were some physical, bigger teams that gave them problems because they slowed it down and posted up.
I got you. Well, I just wanted to say, fellas, we might win it this year. So I appreciate both of y'all for listening to that. Fellas, I greatly appreciate y'all joining the show, though. Always a good time. Reese, you got anything you want to say before we close up shop?
Hey, Boston versus
That's
LA.
enough. Got
Tune in for my $20 victory. All right, December 13th. I need everybody to be rooting for the Celtics.
Yo, that's so crazy. Did they change our game?
What you mean?
Are we not playing on the 13th no more?
I just said that, December 13th.
How are y'all going to win if you playing us? I guess maybe it's
I'm leaving, man. Wow, Freddie, say what you got to say. Wow,
that was good.
Say what you got to say, Freddie, so I can leave.
That was quick and witty right there, man. I really thought the game was changed, man. Wow, that's good.
What do you got to say to the folks, Fred, before we close up?
I'm trying to
leave, man. Just go Knicks. Again, we play at 12:30 today, so let's hope my bet hits. Devin Booker remains the best shooting guard in the league. Just want to put that out there, okay? And last but not least, man, good to do this thing with you guys again, man. It's always good to chop it up with you guys. We kept Reese a little bit over his time, but
definitely. We'll definitely. Yeah, let's say we apologize for that, Reese, but we'll let you go. Next time we'll probably talk about the Christmas games, and we'll keep that a little more structured. So, but tune in next time, folks. I hope you all had a good one, and definitely take care.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. We get buckets around here.